Can you explain what is causing the drop in rigs and U.S. oil production in general? Absolutely. And keep something in mind. We've been saying this was going to happen for like nearly the last year. But the country was so inundated with campaigns and politics and drill baby drill. Somehow nobody saw this coming, even though we've been talking about it for a long time. But yeah, I can absolutely talk about this at length, although I won't. So this was put out last year by Art Berman, a geologist. A lot of people said he was crazy, but the data was supporting what he was saying, and that is that EURs in the Permian Basin and the Bakken and like big oil plays in the United States are falling. EUR is estimated ultimate recovery, basically how much oil will a well produce. That's falling. Wells are not producing what they used to. Our fields are declining. And then as soon as Donald Trump won the election, we started seeing big oil companies come out and say they're cutting their budgets for 2025. And that's because they knew that Donald Trump was going to do everything he could to try to drive down oil prices, including asking, Middle Eastern nations to produce more, while he was telling you we were going to drill, baby, drill. But that's not a thing with Donald Trump. This also out last year. Oil production is slowing. Ramifications will be significant. But what we are seeing is this declining faster than we thought it would. And that's because of, what we've seen since January the 20th. There's basically two things that drive activity in the oil and gas industry, and that's pricing and certainty. Sentiment. How good do people feel about the market in the future? And when you have the President of the United States asking countries all over the world to increase their oil production and crash global markets, which hurts U.S. oil producers and jobs in the United States, yeah, that introduces a lot of uncertainty. And then there's all of the other uncertainties that, if you had to invest. The thing about the oil and gas industry is in order to stay alive in this industry, you have to constantly reinvest large sums of money to keep it going. If you ever stop, you're done, because all of your wells are declining in production every single day. And that means that every year you have to reinvest significant amounts of money just to keep producing the same amount of oil. So if you had a company in the United States today with all of the uncertainty that exists, and you needed to invest $10 billion a year into your operations just to keep them running, would you do that right now? Or would you reduce that CapEx a little bit, stay a little more on the sidelines, and wait to see how all this plays out? At the end of the day, oil companies are responsible for one group of people, and that is their shareholders. And they are going to do everything they can to protect those shareholders, because that's how they keep their shareholders. Yeah, they can't lose shareholders. Investments in oil and gas have already declined quite a bit. So why is all this happening? Because there's no reason to chase bad money with good money. Thanks.